Hi Brilliant Souls, it's me YC and welcome to another video here on It's Me YCD. Today's ingredients are very simple. It's just flour, vegan butter, oat milk and cane sugar, and our star ingredient is going to be the active sourdough starter. So we're going to start off with melted butter. You just pour it into a mixing bowl of your choice. I like to use glass because it won't counteract like stainless steel counteracts with the yeast, so you want to be mindful of that. You're going to add some cane sugar and also vanilla paste. You can do vanilla extract if you like. And you want to whisk that together really good. You just marry in the sugar with the melted butter and the vanilla so that you can then add the rest of the ingredients perfectly fine. So next we add the all-purpose flour. You can also mix this with like cake flour if you like, or even almond flour, but for the sake of the video, we just did all-purpose flour along with some oat milk. Any plant milk will work, whether it's soy or almond, just plant milk in general. And now we're gonna add the actual active starter. This is sourdough starter. I will put up a video soon about how to make it, which is very simple. It's just flour and water. And so I try to separate the active starter from the salt because salt and the starter just don't get along. And so you want to put it on opposite ends and then mix it well together as we're doing here. Eventually, I'm going to have to use my hands, which you'll see. And I'll go ahead and apologize because my hands will be filled with flour pretty much the entire video. So I'm sorry if that's disgusting, but I like to get in there and get my hands dirty at the same time. So this part is very therapeutic. This is why I have probably gained the quarantine 15, is because I found bread, the kneading process, to be very therapeutic. And so since you have to knead it for about 6 to 8 minutes anyway in most recipes, then I just allow my mind to just drift and just to think of just nothing. And it feels great. So you knead it. You can use a KitchenAid if you have it. You don't want to get your hands dirty, but for me, it's therapeutic. You should try it. Thank me later. Okay, so we're pretty much just rolling that dough around and stretching, doing a little bit of the stretch and fold technique that will be up soon on another video as I go over more techniques of baking bread and handling actual sourdough, just regular dough. In the event that the dough gets sticky, you can always add more flour, so keep your bowl of all-purpose flour nearby. Do not use self-rising or anything that has flavor, but flour nearby so that your dough won't become sticky. And just form it into a ball and it's ready to go back into, I use the same glass dish. I did put a little bit of oil just so the ball dough won't stick and that it can rise appropriately. Make sure you cover it with plastic wrap and also a kitchen towel and just sit it in a closet. I think I did it for 4 hours or so. You're wanting the dough to rise, and so we're going to leave it alone so that it can do so. And while it's rising, I'm going to go ahead and make the cinnamon mixture. I'm using 1 cup of dark brown sugar. I'm also going to use a half a cup or a whole stick of vegan butter. I recommend that you use softened butter so that you can mix it well together. In this event, it wasn't as soft as I liked, and I had to wrestle with it a little bit, but it's okay. It got the job done. I also added a tablespoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of the featured ingredients here, as well as tea masala, which is the chai spices. You can find this at any Indian grocery store. I love chai everything, so I use this every day in my chai tea. But yeah, I thought this would be great in a cinnamon roll, and you'll see. So, and also add more cardamom. The tea masala actually has cardamom, but I wanted to add a little bit more, and yeah, I did. And now we're gonna just mix that. with a handheld mixer, and the butter's doing that because it wasn't as soft as I need it to be. But after a while, it's vegan butter. It breaks down much easier than animal fat butter. But that's what your mixture is going to look like for now, and it's fine because as it sits out, it'll continue to melt. So our dough has risen, and I'm pleased with it. I'm zooming in close so you can see the active bubbles. The bubbles is what you want to see. So we're going to roll this dough out with a rolling pin. Make sure you flour it just so that when it comes in contact with the dough, you don't have any sticky stuff going on. And so if you see right here the bubbles in this flattened out dough, that just means that the yeast is still active. And that's what we want. We want active yeast. Now I'm going to add the cinnamon mixture. And it melted some more because it was just sitting out. Again, vegan butter melts really, really quickly. So we're going to spread this out, and it kind of reminded me of a painting, like some kind of canvas with abstract painting. I don't know, but I just get lost in making foods, and I hope that you find that to be therapeutic for you too. But make sure you don't put the mixture all the way to the edge. Leave some room to roll. And here, as you're rolling, go the long way. And the trick to rolling this dough into a cinnamon roll form is to use your fingertips. Don't try to use your palms because it's not going to be right. Fingertips and time. Just take your time and just roll it with your fingertips, as I'm doing here. Again, a lot of baking and a lot of the preparation for baking is and can be therapeutic and allow you to just kind of get lost into it and actually put your heart and soul in it. You hear people saying, yeah, I cook with love. This is what that is. It's just allowing yourself to get lost and to really connect with even the purpose of why we eat what we're eating. It's called mindful eating, mindful cooking. So, okay, we have our log here. And I'm going to take a very sharp knife and cut alongside of it. I prepared my cast iron skillet with a parchment lined paper, parchment lined paper, as well as put butter on there. And we're just cutting the cinnamon rolls into, little rolls here. And we're going to fill up the pan, as you'll see. Yeah, just like that. Pay attention to the size because we're going to proof these in a few minutes. Proofing meaning we're going to cover it back up and let it rest outside of a refrigerator. Let it rest. And about after 30 minutes, I uncover it. And as you can see, because the yeast is active in the dough, it has expanded. And that's exactly what we want. Now it's ready for the oven. My oven was 350 and I baked it for about 35 minutes. So this is what we have here. This is actual baked cinnamon rolls, and they'll continue to rise. And now we're going to add our glaze while it's still warm. That's the key because you want the glaze to actually kind of melt into the cinnamon roll itself. And because we have the chai spices in the cinnamon bun itself or cinnamon roll itself, I also wanted to add the spices into the icing. So you're not going to get away from chai at all with this recipe. So lovely. And I wish I had used maybe a brush, but I just used what was close to me, which was a spatula, but it got the job done. And so here we are. Doesn't that look good? Oh my gosh. And it smelled so beautiful. So beautiful. So now I want you to actually see an actual roll up close and personal. And so here we are. They baked beautifully and the cinnamon mixture is just oozing out. Yes, and then look at there. Feel free to zoom into it and just see how the bread is just beautifully baked. And that's pretty much our sourdough chai cinnamon rolls. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed baking it. And let me know if you do so. Can't wait to talk to you soon.